Hey everybody, and welcome to my 14th weekly update video thing. This one is for the week of... well, it's the first week of December. Well, first of all, I'll show you this real quickly. I finally... god damn it. I finally updated the key bindings for this. Oops, that wasn't the right one. There, see that? And then I've also got one for toggling music and other stuff like buying bombs and rockets. Didn't I have a quest to buy bombs? Oh well. Well, anyways, as you may have noticed here, not so much on the Holy Potatoes episode, which was the first time that I used this setup, but I did get a little mixer board, so that should improve audio quality. In that one, I was sitting quite a ways away from the microphone, and I set it up yesterday I set it up to I calibrated it so that it would be nice and clear when I was right up near it, and then I recorded with it quite a ways away from me, so it didn't come out very nicely, and I had to do a bunch of crap to it in post to be able to get it all nice. But I think it still was a little bit better than usual. I also got a little scissor arm stand for my microphone so I can move it around easier, and right now I'm sitting back quite a ways, but I've still got the mic right in my face because it's just kind of leaning out to me, so it's nice. I do have 2 episodes of Fast Food Tycoon 2 edited. Those will go up tomorrow and next Thursday. Hopefully I'll be back on the normal schedule now. So the only thing that I haven't recorded yet for this week is Cthulhu Saves the World, and first I'm going to edit the Holy Potatoes video. I already did the audio for that. I'm gonna do this one quickly, and then if I've still got time after doing what little homework I have left, I will do Cthulhu, so that may be something that we'll have back up soon, and that I'm fairly certain is almost done, so that's good. Rocket League's finally coming back, but yeah, the main thing, the big part of this update is that I do have that little mixer board, so most of the audio should now be quite a bit cleaner, I'm hoping. It sure seemed that way when I was testing everything out yesterday, but I'm not positive. And unfortunately, it does look like the mic input for it may be unbalanced, so it might not be as clear as it would be able to be. I was actually thinking about, I've got an adapter for a 2.5mm to, what is the bigger one? The large one, I think it's what? It's an 16th inch and a 1/4 inch? The larger one, I've got an adapter for the 2.5mm one to the large one somewhere, but I couldn't find it, and there is definitely a balanced line input like that, so I was going to run it through because this also does supply power to the microphone, and I was thinking about running it through my other power supply that I've had, and then from that to the 2.5mm cable, and then through the adapter into the balanced thing, and see if that's any better. I don't know if it will be, because this one is still pretty clean and nice, but who knows. I'm gonna go see if I can get some bagoos. So that's the majority of it. Like I said, I did get the power supply that I had ordered. The one that was, it's a 1000 watt platinum plus, well 80 plus platinum rating, fully modular. It's nice, and it was like half off, so I figured that was probably the best time for me to order that. Anything else? Let's see, there's for the actual, oh god damn it. The actual PC, I'm probably gonna hold off a little while longer than I was thinking at first, because next semester I do have my senior project to do, and I would suck to not be able to do everything that I want to with that just because I ran out of money. So I'm probably gonna hold off that for a combination of that, and to see if any really nice upgrades to graphics cards come out without costing an arm and a leg, because Nvidia is coming out with their new architecture this coming year. So if they have and that's going to have high bandwidth memory, which is fantastic. So if they have, like, if their new equivalent of the 980 Ti is around the price of what it is now, then I'm definitely going to do that, because that is a massive boost. And I might also do it based on the Skylake CPU architecture, depending on if they come out with another, because right now their best Skylake one is the 4700K, which only has 16 PCI lanes, PCI Express lanes, which, I mean, yeah, I know that it doesn't really throttle modern graphics cards for PCIe 3.0 to just use the 8 lanes, but I'd rather, because for CPUs, you probably aren't going to be upgrading CPUs too much, because they don't really upgrade the changes don't make that huge of a difference from what I've seen in recent years. However, the graphics cards, if they ever do really need all 16 of those lanes, I would like to be able to use all 16 of the lanes, because I'm probably going to need some of those lanes for other stuff, like I might need a wireless card because I'm upstairs and the nearest connection's downstairs. I mean, I could potentially also use, oops, shit, one of those extender things that you like plug into the wall, connect one to the one outlet. I would connect one downstairs and then one up here, and then I'd just be able to run a short Ethernet cable to it, but I'd rather not need to do that. So yeah, there's that. I mean, that's the big one, because Skylake, I think that, because I know that the what was it, 5930K, it does use DDR4, but I mean, it still Haswell, so I don't know if it's really makes that great of use of it. So I don't know. From what I've heard, it doesn't really, DDR4 isn't that massive of an upgrade, so who knows. The big thing is definitely the GPU though, because high bandwidth memory is amazing. So having that would be fantastic. And it's not, at least for the newest version of the software, which I did get, I could download it now, but I'm going to wait until, I'm gonna wait until because I also, geez, there's a lot of breaks. I'm going to wait until I get the physical disc, because I did order a backup disc thing for that upgrade as well. It was like another 15 bucks on top of it, I think. But that way I've got a physical copy of it, and like I've said before, my internet sucks here, and it would just be less of a pain to update for that. And the big thing, it's not all NVIDIA cards. As I've said before, there was that weird thing where NVIDIA cards needed an old driver to be able to use hardware acceleration, but in the new version it might be the same for the old one, but I think the new version also has CUDA enabled instead of just OpenCL, because AMD is much more friendly with OpenCL than NVIDIA. And so NVIDIA's big thing is CUDA, which is older, I think, but that's its most stable thing, and they stopped making updates for the software that I'm using for older GPU architectures. And like I've said, this laptop that I'm on now, move that out of the way, it is from mid-2012, I think, just before I ordered it back in high school. Last month of my senior year I ordered it. So yeah, it's still got the architecture that you need to have. It's got the really old architecture that they don't support anymore, really, at least for the drivers. So I've got to edit those in with the old drivers, so that's something. Also, I think you might remember, I'd mentioned before about audio not lining up for really long things. I think that may have been because of I was using that USB connection, the USB for the audio rather than a line in. I was using just the USB. There's like a oh god damn it. Well, it was the mic cable. Why can't I remember? I can never remember what that's called. BNC's the oscilloscope stuff. SLR's kind of like Crossfire. It's oh, you know what I mean. Those are. It was that I had a little adapter for that to the 2.5mm line in jack, and so instead of using that, I also had one that was the. It's really bugging me. XLR, that's it. It's an XLR to USB cable, and so I was using that as the way that I was getting that mic input. Oh yeah, and I've also got a hide UI hotkey. So I was using that, and I think that because the eSATA port on my laptop is like a hybrid USB 3 eSATA port. Ooh, a baseball cap. My brain just isn't working today, is it? I think it may have been on the same controller, so the recording, pumping all that onto my hard drive probably was taking up most of the bandwidth for that. So the audio that was being written was probably delayed and caused inconsistencies with the syncing. That was probably it, because I just edited that Fast Food Tycoon footage. It was like 3.5 hours, I think. I got like 30 minutes out of it. Sucked. But it didn't have any problems with that, so that was fantastic. So yeah. I think that's pretty much it. I do need to go to McDonald's at some point to get Hoopa. You guys should do that too if you play Pokemans in the US. I don't know what all the other countries' events have it, but yeah, that just went live at Saturday, I think. Friday or Saturday, something like that. And in the US, you've got until, I think, December 24th, so that's good. Yeah, I think that's basically it. Still gotta do the mail-in rebate for my power supply that I got, but yeah. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that all that stuff works out nicely and isn't absurdly expensive. If the prices go up, I won't be too happy. But that's going to be a big part of the processor decision, what doesn't cost too outrageously and insanely expensive. So, right now, as of recording this, I have published 2 controller configurations. One of them for the Cat Goes Fishing. It's just this basic one. That's, I think, if that has gone up properly, then that's the only one that's up for Cat Goes Fishing. And then there's another one for Holy Potatoes Weapon Shop. The rest of them I haven't published, but hopefully I'll do that soon, and hopefully none of them get erased like what happened to the Holy Potatoes one, because I never actually saved that as a private one as I did the rest of them, because when I made all of them, I wasn't able to publish them because there was some weird, well, I guess they hadn't made publishing the setups live yet. And so hopefully those are all still functional. But who knows, right? And I was looking through the Amazon reviews for the 1-star reviews for the Steam controller, and one person said that it was a horrible controller because in Black Ops 3 he started using it. Like, he switched from an Xbox 360 or Xbox One controller to this to try it, and his kill-death ratio went way down. But I even looked it up. In Black Ops 3, if you're using a controller, aim assist is on. Well, aim assist is active. So when he switched to Steam controller, I'm almost certain that he used keyboard and mouse bindings, because that's what it defaults to for first-person shooters. What the hell? It looked like... I think my mic might be moving back and forth a little bit. Hopefully that's not being disruptive. But since you're using keyboard and mouse bindings for some of the things, it's going to treat that as a keyboard and mouse. So he didn't have aim assist. So it wasn't the Steam controller that sucked, it was him. He had to have his aimbots to do decently. So for games like that where aim assist is a thing, you might want to map it to be a controller and see if that works. Otherwise, use keyboard and mouse, like actual keyboard and mouse. So I'll call it there. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode of whatever it is you decide to watch them in. Goodbye!